Hello and welcome to Reddit on Reddit, the internet's auditory version of Reddit. I'm Nelson Allingham, joined by Michael Cambo Smellbull.
They're getting worse. Not as in insults, as in like your phrasing of anything. Like still being words.
Forgot that I was going to do it until the last very split second. So I feel like I could have. Smellbull.
Smellable. Yeah, I'm not. I'll give it a pass, but it's very tentative.
Smellbull. Smellbo. Smellbull.
Smellbo is not bad.
Smellbo.
Yeah. What a day we've had, Nelson. Been out for a little bit of an excursion.
Yes.
We can't say too much, but it involved one of the Secret Santas.
That's right.
We had to take a trip to do it.
Yep.
There will be remnants of it in weeks to come, but we just can't spoil the surprise. But this is maybe our first Reddit on Reddit like excursion that we've had to take.
Yes, I think so. I think particularly Stacy, your girlfriend, loved the trip.
Loved it because we needed photos of us.
Yeah.
So she had to come so maybe send Stacy some support because we did drag her out of her house to take photos of us.
I thought, I just assumed she probably begged to come.
You would assume that,
Nah.
being such a huge fan as she is, but no, it was.
It's bizarre.
Well, and part of the problem was it was kind of her idea, and then she said it, and she's like, "Oh, wait." I was like, "No, that's good. You had a good idea there, and now you're involved."
Yeah. Yes, so Secret Santa, actually, let's just do a quick update on that. So, everybody should have got their matches. There's already been some gifts sent out.
Yes.
And some more coming along the way.
Yeah.
We're going to wait until our Secret Santas get theirs, I think, before we say anything about it.
Yep.
And just a heads up for my Secret Santa, who obviously they don't know I have them, but it's going to be real late.
Okay. And maybe just one last reminder that if you haven't sent your gift yet and you're a part of it, make sure you do it by the 22nd, I think was our deadline.
Yeah. Try and get us in on the 22nd. I think I should be able to do it. Because I realized I had to get something sent to me.
And then resend it, yeah.
And then resend it.
Yeah.
Oh, God. I'll tell you what, my bloody Secret Santa better love it. All right, Kimbo, let's get into Reddit on Reddit. This first Reddit on Reddit, I thought, why not start with a controversial one, Kimbo?
Oh, good.
Not really controversial. Interesting. And then I have a controversial opinion.
Oh, right.
This is in the subreddit Science, and it was by our good friend Mavia.
Oh, good.
I still don't know if that's a bot or not, because they post so much in Science that I'm not sure whether it like clips titles and then anyway. Social media and television use, but not video games, predict depression and anxiety in teens, suggests a new study. Gaming has become more of a social activity, with the average gamer no longer socially isolated, and more than 70% of gamers playing games with a friend.
Oh, so they're saying social media is still bad.
Social media
Video
bad.
games, not bad.
Better for healthy.
Yeah, healthy if anything.
Is what they're saying, I think. But okay. I thought as a non-gamer yourself, this is kind of throwing you under the bus.
I'm wildly impressed.
Your job is social media related.
Yeah, I know.
You are the pinnacle of the worst part of this.
But also because my job is social media related, I think I see as clear as anyone the negative effects of social media on people.
Right,
I think I'm pretty well adjusted because you have to deal with it all day. But you do, like, it does bring out the worst in people in some ways. And I do see people that are full-blown addicted to it. And in fact, I think ever since my job became social media, I'm far less addicted to it.
Right, yeah.
Now, in fact, I don't really like using it personally at all. Because one, you've seen how the sausage is made and it's not that interesting anymore. And two, like there's that whole like dopamine thing, right? So like when you get like followers and likes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But because I've been lucky enough to work on like accounts that are quite big and that is happening all the time, it kind of nullifies it. Because after a while, you just don't care anymore. And I've seen people that do get a lot of followers and then they stop caring. Because it's like, you've done it now. And even though it's not me personally, I understand that.
Yeah.
The dopamine does wear off the thrill and but I see people get real addicted to it.
Yeah. But do you reckon because not to discredit your point, right? But just from conversations we've had before, and I've thought about it, you've said to me like, oh, check out this post I put up, got a lot of good likes, and it's like something funny, like a particular meme or something. I'm not saying that you say that every post, but one that you might be particularly proud of.
Yeah, and that does happen from time to time. Like it still does happen, but I find that for me personally now, there's far less of an appeal to do it.
Yeah.
Like I have now. Because, like the idea is I think everyone wants to be like a social influencer. Right?
Yeah.
Get all the people following them and be like, look how much my opinion is valid because I have this many thousand people following me. I have no want to do that at all. Like I did at one point think that would be a cool thing.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, not that I ever tried to do it.
Yeah.
But now I just have no want for it. But yeah, I do sometimes take pride in something I do working.
Yeah,
I think that's more of just a pride of like your work did well more than anything. But I'm sure there is that level of like.
It's an interesting point, isn't it? Because I can do an amazing Excel spreadsheet, and let me tell you, Cambo, I do amazing Excel spreadsheets, and did one from Secret Santa. Just by the way, I want you all to know it was bloody brilliant.
We can't show it to you, obviously.
Can't show it to you. Yeah, it's got a lot of personal information, but. Oh boy. But I would never get any recognition for that, or especially in the, hundreds, if not thousands of people that might like it, on the social media post that you do. I might get a couple of colleagues go, oh, nice spreadsheet.
It's good.
Yeah. But it's an interesting sort of, it's an interesting thing that as a job, because you're kind of forced to appreciate the likes, whether you like it or not. Like it's a totally real metric measurement of how well you're doing your job.
I must say, between you and me and everyone listening, so don't tell other people. The fact that a lot of the likes are hidden on Instagram and Facebook now. Yeah. You can't tell a dud from a success anymore.
Oh,
hides the duds.
All your posts.
People would say, but doesn't that hide the successes? You could look at it that way. I look at it as hiding the duds.
Gambo's work has gone dramatically downhill from that. He just stopped trying. So my thought on this study, which I'm going to say is controversial based on the fact that, so I'm a gamer myself, but I do not believe in this study. And granted, I'm always going on face value, right? Like, I think we've said in the show before, you have to be cautious of all studies whenever somebody says it. The most famous one, I would argue, is the dude, can't remember his name, don't want to really, who said that vaccines cause autism. Like, very publicly shamed as being a terrible research study and, not accurate in any way, shape or form. But yet, it ended up...
As was the study, by the way, about alpha males in animals. The man that had the theory that there's an alpha animal in all... kind of like in lions and stuff like that, there's always the alpha male, has now said that he doesn't think that is true anymore and he was wrong. But it's now become a thing, right? Like every guy wants to be the alpha because it's how the animals work and there's always an alpha, but there's not. Like was his point. But he's trying to discredit his own theory now. Which is a weird predicament to be in.
I don't know about that though, because how do you explain me?
That's a good point. Or Vin Diesel.
I'm always fighting with that guy to be the alpha of humans.
By the way, this is like a bit of a thing that Stacey likes to do, and she got me quite involved in it as well. Follow Vin Diesel on social media.
Oh, okay.
He is fascinating.
Bit of fun,
because he doesn't see himself in the same way that others see himself. And he does ironically call himself the alpha.
Oh no! Oh god! Send him that research study that proves that. There is no alphas.
Nah, you just get under his skin and be like, isn't The Rock the alpha?
Yeah. Oh, that'd get him.
That would get
him. I feel like The Rock is the alpha. Let's be honest.
He definitely win in a fight.
Yeah.
I don't care what the movie said. If that was a draw. Yeah. It wasn't.
I don't think so either. I feel like at the end of it, everybody was like, well, The Rock won that.
And also, there's a scene, I don't know why we're talking about Fast and Furious now, but there's a scene in one of the Fast and Furious movies where they come like nose to nose. And I'm like, they're definitely not the same height.
Yeah,
The Rock is definitely in real life taller than Vin Diesel.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
There's no way in any world are they the same height.
How emasculating would it have been for Vin Diesel filming that scene and him
Vin,
having
hop on this
that
box.
Yeah, exactly. We're just gonna need to pop you up. He's like, why doesn't he bend down? Huh? That would be easier, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway, but my point was, so I am taking this study at face value. And sort of assuming that maybe it's been peer reviewed and there's some accuracy to it,
Yeah. Which is a dangerous thing to take a study at, isn't it?
I guess I'm being. No, that's not really the view I'm taking, because that means that I would be taking it 100% true.
Yeah.
Truthfully, I actually
It's
more
like
likely I'm being cautious that this is maybe not being peer reviewed, maybe not the best
but
study.
you're kind of giving it the benefit of the doubt for this particular opinion.
Sort of. I'm giving the benefit of the doubt for it being posted.
Okay.
But my my personal opinion about this, and the only reason I say this is because I'm a gamer. I feel like I've seen a lot of the gamer culture. Is that I think video games do absolutely cause depression and anxiety way more than people think. I think that there is a really good gaming community, but this is why I feel like backs up my thoughts in a way, is something like PAX, right, which is a video game conference.
Yep.
Is really heavy on the mental health awareness. You talk to anybody. When I was volunteering one year, tons of people talk about their mental health issues. A lot of speakers will talk about their mental health issues. It's a really big, like, gamers and mental health issues go together. Very much so. And you could say, oh, well, this is good because this is people who maybe had the mental health issues and then found the gaming community, which has been supportive of that. I see it as, well, gaming is the common denominator here. I was like, you've got a whole bunch of people that are mentally, have these mental illnesses, and they are also all gamers. Is there another convention or something that supports those same things? And I don't think there is.
Because I know you didn't read this whole study.
Yeah.
Do you think
I did? It would just go over your head, Cambo.
The part of the study is they're saying that gaming comes out better because it seems like that community is more aware of the issue and addressing it, and maybe the social media thing. I've never seen Facebook ever really address anything.
That's right.
So maybe it's saying because the video game industry at large seems to be actually aware and trying to help, it is actually better.
Yeah, I mean that could be good. It's interesting to say that because it's gaming. I think you could say, yeah, okay, the community is looking after these people, their mental health, but it's also causing those issues.
I see what you're saying.
So, what is it? Is that a good thing anyway?
Right. So it'd be like, and this is the extreme example, but say you worked in some kind of industry and that industry gave you cancer.
Yeah.
Right. But then they were like, oh, actually, no, we can cure the cancer. And they cure the cancer and they're like, we've actually cured your cancer. And you're like, yeah, but you did give me the cancer.
You gave me cancer. Yeah. And it's still, I feel like, only a 99% success rate anyway.
Yeah.
We're pretty sure we can remove the cancer from you with these support groups, so to speak. And even then, it's so like, they talk about gamers being, like gamers, them saying they're social. And well, it actually says here, the average gamer no longer socially isolated. And more than 70% of gamers play games with a friend. I don't really think that a gamer with a relationship over the internet is the same as a face-to-face relationship. I think that's actually where some of the depression sort of comes from, is that you can be isolated in your room and you might be playing with other people, you might be playing with other friends, but that does not equate to a healthier relationship. I really think humans are like social creatures more than anything else, right? Like, I feel like you need social interaction to avoid any of these like mental illnesses. And I don't think the online component of speaking to people really makes up for that 100%. It maybe does something, but like...
So do you think it's like the equivalent of going to Times Square for real, or going to Times Square on like that VR Google World? Where you're like, this is pretty much it. Like, I can
I'm not
see all of
necessarily
the things,
missing anything.
I can see all the things that you would see in Times Square. And it's maybe some of the way there to being what it's like.
Yeah.
But then actually being there is different, and it's better. And it's, So are you saying it's similar to that?
Yeah, I think so.
Your Times Square metaphor, is that what you're saying?
Yes. That great metaphor I just came up with, that. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I mean, I think saying that maybe social media is worse, because like you said, there is nothing that Facebook or Twitter is necessarily shown to try and encourage mental health awareness and whatever and support. And so, okay, maybe games have it over social media, but that doesn't necessarily, in my books, I think that doesn't necessarily mean video games are good in any way. They're still causing this problem. And if you're one of the people who, because if you're, sort of isolated, then normally a lot of gamers are introverts. They're not going out and seeking this support anyway, even though they know it's there. Anyway.
Plus also the video game industry, the video game, like the manufacturers.
Yeah.
Huge, like all kinds of like labor disputes and like the idea of crunch. I don't know much about video games, but I do know that the crunch is like people working these insane hours for very, like, not getting paid the appropriate amounts. And not getting any of the royalties of the game or anything either. Yeah. I'm sure that also leads to a lot of problems as well, and that isn't even considered in this study, I would imagine.
Yeah. Whatever happened to the paddle and a rubber ball on a string?
I mean, it's still available. But now you can play it in VR on PlayStation VR. It's almost as good. It's getting there. It's not quite.
It's they haven't got the physics down quite right. But anyway, let's get into Ask Reddit. Ask Reddit. This Ask Reddit. This is so funny. I swear to God, I did not plan this at all.
Okay.
This is by Anti-Social Media. If bullshit means fake and batshit means crazy, what do other shits of the animal kingdom mean?
Ooh. Well,
how about I give you animal shit?
And I'll try and equate it to something.
You try and equate it to something. Okay? Let's go with cat shit. Firstly.
Cat shit. Seems like cat shit, because cats are quite like arrogant and selfish.
Yeah.
So if you're being quite arrogant and selfish, I can be like, what's this cat shit?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I like that.
And I would say fox shit, right? Fox, very sneaky. So if something's just strange, like this. There's some fox shit going on here.
What are you up to, you little fox shit? Okay.
It's also a measuring unit, because a shit ton.
Shit ton
is a measuring unit.
Shit is used in a lot of stuff.
What's bigger, a shit ton or a fuck ton? A fuck ton, right? Because it's the worst swear word.
It's a worse swear word.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I feel like shit ton is the way you say shit. I feel like fuck ton sounds unnatural when you say it. Like shit ton. I feel like rolls off the tongue because it ends in the T and it starts with the T for the ton.
Yeah,
it's a nicer word to say. Fuck ton, not good enough.
But maybe because fuck ton is so jarring, that's what really puts people onto like.
That's how you know it's a lot.
It's a fuck ton. Everyone's like, oh my god, that didn't sound good.
Okay. What if I feel like you could also have curiosity for cat shit? You know?
Okay. Yeah. That's good.
Cats are curious.
All right. So how would you use that in?
What are you doing sneaking around? Oh, I'm just being a bit cat shit. I'm being a bit cat shit.
But I think it needs to be used in the same way.
Like offensively, sort of.
Because, like, if you say something to me, I'm like, that's bullshit, right?
Yeah.
But you don't often say, like, I guess you could say I'm bullshitting, maybe. But I feel like if you're curious about something, you'd be like, that's a bit cat shit, isn't it? Like, you're pondering.
Okay, yeah. All right. Dog shit. I mean, that already exists.
Yeah, that already exists.
Okay.
It's bad.
That's just bad.
Yeah. But fox shit. Fuck shit, sneaky.
Fuck shit, sneaky.
Mm.
How about fish shit, which is kind of a little bit fun to say. Say that.
Fish shit. Yeah, it's not bad.
See?
Yeah.
I think
Because the SH at the end of fish,
Yeah.
and the
Fish
SH
shit.
at the start of shit, they run together very nicely.
blends
Fish
so-
shit.
like shit ton.
Yeah.
Fish shit.
Fish shit.
Okay, we need to come up with a good one for this because it's so fun to say.
I think the thing about fish shit is it's like, have you ever seen fish shit? Like
yes.
in a body of water?
Yeah.
Doesn't it like dissipate, just kind of like evaporate into the water?
Oh, I don't know. I was thinking about, like, I've had fish at home, and so I've seen them shit.
See, here's where my mind went with it.
Yeah. You went
You
to
got a
ocean
fish in a tank, right?
Yeah.
They might shit, but you never really see that shit. It kind
No,
of
you
like
definitely see that shit in a tank.
but doesn't it dissolve into the water?
No,
It doesn't.
you have to clean it up.
I don't have a fish tank.
Yeah. I mean, that's true. Yeah, but it doesn't. No. It is a substance.
Then the thing I was about to say is irrelevant.
Okay. Let's
So I was
just
gonna
pretend.
say- I
You
was gonna
never
say-
see it in the ocean, I'll
Yeah.
say.
Well,
You
because
know?
I was going to say that like it seems like a thing that might be a non-issue, right? Oh, it's just fish shit, you know.
Oh, okay.
Like it's not really a problem, is
Well,
it?
I think you could still say that.
No,
for
you've made
based,
the point that it's
No.
such a problem.
based off size of shit.
Yeah.
It's like imagine stepping into fish shit.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
That's not anything.
Yeah.
I don't want to sit in dog shit or cat shit or bullshit.
Yeah.
Any of that shit. Fish shit. Don't mind.
So say like I'd said something to you like, oh, you know, what about this problem? You're like, oh, don't worry, it's fish shit. Like, you know.
Oh, that's pretty good, Cambo.
Thank you.
It's just fish shit. Oh my God, I want to use this all the time.
It's so fun to say.
Now I feel like I'm under the pressure to come up with another animal that works so well. I should have saved fish shit to last.
Oh, we could move on while I'm still ahead.
We could, but that wouldn't really be this podcast.
No,
would
that's
it?
true.
Now let's move on.
Okay.
All right. Here is another question. This one is by Mars Colony Taxi. Oh, fancy. If your gender was flipped and you remained the same level of attractiveness in the other gender, would you have sex with yourself?
This is a question as much about like vanity as it is about standards.
Yeah.
I would say.
Yes.
It depends because if
Are your standards higher
Yeah.
than
like
how you look?
like
perhaps?
but so is this saying if my gender was flipped and I could see myself as a woman,
Yep.
would I have sex with that woman? Or is it saying as a woman, would I see myself as a man at this attractive level and think that's attractive? I guess it works either way.
Either
the
way.
point is, do you think you're attractive?
Either,
really?
either way. Yeah.
I mean,
I guess you're right. That is really the ultimate question,
Yeah.
isn't it? No, I think you need to really think about the idea of having sex with an opposite gender of yourself.
But-
that is a different...
I mean, here's my thing. If I masturbate, then I may as well have sex with myself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, if I am okay with me masturbating, which is
I mean, you're
jerking-
not really masturbating to yourself, though.
but I'm saying I'm jerking a man of my attractiveness off.
Yeah, no, I don't think that works. I can see where you've gone, but
Because I need to do it looking in a mirror for this to be a
yeah,
valid thing.
exactly.
I need to
Like
watch
in
myself.
your own eyes.
I haven't done that for months.
But yeah, I think you need to say there's a woman
Yeah.
across from you.
Mhm.
She is your complete opposite.
Mhm.
You gonna stick it in her?
I have a bad sense of what my attractiveness rating is, I think.
Sorry, so do I.
Yeah.
Really, I have no idea.
So let's back ourselves. Yeah. I'd be a bloody hottie.
Do you know what? I think it would come down to, okay, here's the thing. If I didn't know that was the opposite version of me, right? It's just a girl, random girl, that if everybody in the world rated both of us, we would have the exact same score, right? Because that's kind of sort of essentially what it is.
Yeah.
I think I wouldn't sleep that person, but probably more so from like a I was gonna say confidence point of view, but then that makes it sound like I think I'm more attractive. But that's not really what I mean. I just mean like I don't normally feel like any women I can go up to and sort of feel like I can, just sleep with. There's far fewer. But if I knew that was me, the exact same sort of mind and a body, but just female version, I think I'd be like, well, I know me. I'd have sex with me. Easiest sex of my life. I know exactly what that person wants.
I also think
lots of crying.
If it was me with gender flipped, because I don't think you and I are necessarily that vain, right?
Yeah.
And normally when I see a photo of myself, I'm like, oh, you look like shit. So theoretically, I could not be attracted to this woman because I don't think I'm that attracted to myself. You know what I mean?
Right. Okay.
So I could be just like,
okay,
oh yeah,
true.
that's fine, I guess. Because that's what I think about myself every time I see myself. I'm like, yeah, you look fine.
Yeah, that's probably true. Actually, I probably would
because
see that more.
There's a TV show called Broad City, and there's an episode of Broad City in which one of the girls starts dating another girl that looks like exactly like her, but she doesn't seem to pick up on that. That's why she's so attracted to her.
Yeah.
And I understand that there is like a certain kind of person I think that would be really vain that would kind of do that.
Yeah.
But I don't know if we had that personality type that would necessarily do that.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Bunch of fish shit to me.
Bunch of fish shit. I don't know if that works then.
Yeah, I made the word up.
Yeah.
So it does. It also means this. It means two things.
Whatever.
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe that's what the meaning of fish shit should be. You could use it in any context. And people just have to assume by context what fish shit means.
You could use it as a positive. If someone's like, how was dinner? It was fish shit.
Yeah. That's true. It's fluid like water that fish swim in. Got it. Nothing to do with that shit though.
No. You're not as good at this as me.
And that is saying something.
I know.
That's really.
But like your life skills are far better. But for some reason, I have a knack for this one thing. So in other ways, you win at life, except for this one thing. Just let me have this one thing.
What is this one thing specifically?
Just working out what animal shit means.
I kind of want to give you more.
Yeah.
What's about? Okay, if you're so good at this,
Okay,
you've just claimed that this is the best thing in your life.
I will remind you, I was also keen to move on before I failed.
Yeah, well, you brought it back. I didn't want to. I didn't want to. I agreed to move on. Okay, Cambo. Let me think about this.
Yep.
Camel shit.
Camel shit. Okay, because I think you need to think about what the quintessential purpose of that animal is, right?
Yeah. What does the camel represent?
I feel like camel is all about like, it's what people say. It's like the horse designed by committee. Like it's really functional but not very attractive. But I think like people cross the desert on them. People pack stuff onto them. So I think camel shit is if like something isn't working and it should be. Like it should be functional, right? So the camel shit is what comes out of the camel. It's the useless bit.
Okay.
Right? So a camel is a functional thing. But say like you've got like a computer, say.
Yeah.
But it keeps messing up and the software's not working a lot.
Okay.
It's being camel shit.
But so
or
it
like,
should be a good
yeah
computer, but it's not doing what
or maybe
it was designed
maybe
for.
it's the purging of something. Like from something like you wipe the computer system.
Yeah.
And it got rid of the camel shit.
Okay. Yeah, good. There was something bad in something good.
Yeah, but you got rid of it.
You got rid of it.
Yeah, now it's functional again.
Yes, camel shit.
Yeah.
Camel, I didn't think you could do it again.
I've done it again.
You've bloody done it.
Yeah, let's move on.
Yeah, let's move on because we're really pulling at straws there. Okay. Should we move on? Okay, I guess
probably.
Are we going quick now? I don't know. I never know. We've
We're
been doing this
fine.
for like 160
we always
something
end up at
episodes.
roughly the same amount of time.
Probably. Okay, let's go to Today I Learned. So now it's time for Today I Learned. Hopefully the intro's Today alone. And also sometimes advice.
That got us both again.
I know.
We both went to talk just then.
Yeah, that was the worst.
Also, just as a note to you,
Yeah.
this doesn't apply to the listener. I apologize for even putting it in the show. But going fast isn't necessarily that bad because I have a feeling that podnapping might go kind of long.
Oh, yeah, it definitely will, actually.
So
I've written a lot of notes.
Yeah.
It's going to go long. Okay, right. Oh, my God, let's speed up, if anything. Oh, God. Okay, this is some advice that was asked. I'm going to reference this. I felt like this was in a similar category, perhaps, of how you could donate to Bill Gates. Mm-hmm. This is from, yes, very cool. How can I kiss Donald Trump? No homo.
But so he's saying, how can he kiss him, but in a no homo way? Or is he just wanting to clarify?
I think he's just clarifying. Yeah.
Because one is easier than the other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, maybe let's come up with scenarios for in a homo way.
You could. There's a picture of him. I think it was either just before the election or just after he won the election.
Yeah.
And he hugged and kissed the American flag in quite a weird, pretty creepy way. Like it was just like he did it for too long.
Yeah.
It was very weird. But
he stroked it.
I reckon you could disguise yourself as a human flag.
As a human flag.
Because he loves kissing and hugging them.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
But you're being kissed by Donald Trump. But you could get him while he's there.
Oh yeah. You quickly tack onto the side.
It's the classic someone's going to kiss you on the cheek and you quickly turn around and get him on the lips.
Yeah.
You could do that to Donald.
Yeah. I was going to go off on tangent and I stopped myself. I'm going to go on this tangent.
Okay.
Later on for the podnapping segment, maybe I won't ruin it, but it's a particular podcast. They talk about a show that they were on.
Yep.
And in the last show, they talk about a kiss exactly like that.
Okay.
And just wanted to bring that up. My thought process and where my mind went there. That'll make more reference later on. So I think dressing up is a good idea. Do you think that you could go for a baby? Because that's a very, traditional thing that a president kisses babies as they go around.
As a full-size man, it's harder. I think it would be easier to dress up as him.
Oh.
I reckon he'd kiss himself.
He probably would kiss himself.
I reckon he would. Yeah. Like, you need to look pretty good. Like, you need to look enough like him to be like, Donald, I'm your clone.
Yeah.
And do you want to have a quick little kiss because you're the best kisser in the world? And he'd be like, I am the best kisser in the world. He's right.
Yeah.
And he's right because he's me, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's the way to get the homo kiss. There's the no homo version, dress up as a flag, or baby. Hard.
If you were to put the same question that we had earlier, if Donald Trump was to meet someone at the same level of attractiveness as him, would he sleep with them? No.
No
Definitely
way.
not.
No way.
Not even close.
Oh my God, he's batting so far above his average. If you didn't
flip the gender, probably. He probably would.
Yeah,
If it was just him.
If it was him.
Yeah.
If there was two of him. It's true.
It's an odd circumstance, but it's the one we find ourselves in.
Yeah, that's right.
So we're saying it's definitely some kind of dress up is required, whether it be a giant American flag or himself.
I sort of don't see him as much of a kisser in general. Don't you think that he doesn't seem like much of a kisser?
Well, because when you spend a lot of time with prostitutes, they don't let you kiss.
Yeah.
So maybe he's just accustomed to not kissing anymore.
Yeah. He's confused by it whenever anyone goes up. That's why he kissed the flag. Such a weird way.
Is this when you kiss? I've forgotten.
Is this? I forgot what love is and how you show that.
I also feel like, because it seems we have quite a cartoony perception of Donald Trump. And maybe it's because we're more disconnected. But if you were to dress up, again, dressing up is required, like the Monopoly guy, he loves a Monopoly.
He does love a Monopoly.
Money, he loves business, he loves a Monopoly. That must be like his guy.
Yeah. If you were to, dress up even just as a $100 bill.
But with his face on it. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Or there's rumors that he had fake Time magazine covers up at his hotel with his face on it.
Right,
So
yeah.
maybe like a giant version of that with your face in the middle, but dressed up to look like his face.
Yeah.
On a big Time magazine that didn't exist.
Yeah, yeah. How about here's just more of a traditional view. You have a kissing booth,
Yep.
and normally you say like kissing booth $5 or something. Maybe it goes to charity. You say kissing booth get you out of being impeached.
Yeah, that's good.
I think you might go for that one.
Yeah.
I think you might. It might even be a quick peck.
Yeah.
But you'll get it.
Do not dress up as Greta Thunberg at all. You've gone the wrong way there.
Oh boy,
He hates her. She stole that Time magazine cover from him.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Brilliant. I think we've done it again.
Yeah. I actually really do think the safest bet is dressing up as him, though.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, here's another one. This is by Subud. Subud123. Today I learned a man from New Zealand memorized every French word in the French Scrabble dictionary and won the French Scrabble championship. He still doesn't speak any French.
It's funny that none of it went in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He doesn't speak any French. He's just like, I know it's a word.
Yeah.
I don't know what any of them mean.
At least
I know I was looking at a dictionary.
Yeah.
But nothing went in.
I mean, he's got to know what a baguette is, right?
Because if your memory is good enough to memorize a dictionary,
Yeah.
you've got a pretty good memory. But obviously he also doesn't have a good memory because he didn't remember what any of the words meant.
Well, I mean, the thing is, I think that he's not reading the definitions.
But what I'm saying is, I understand that.
So he'd only have to get some from context of like, well, this sounds like,
Yeah.
you know,
But what I'm saying, because I know it's not like an English to French dictionary.
yeah,
I understand that. But what I'm saying is, if your memory is good enough to memorize an entire dictionary, you would think part of your mind would probably start applying, like, oh yeah, I know that word. Like I've heard that before, or even like, just like, surely you were curious about something at any point.
yeah,
It's so weird to not speak any French.
yeah. You would think that while you're at the French Scrabble Championship and people are probably speaking French around you, you could be like, I've picked up this word and this word and this word that they've said and put it into context. Not this guy, Cambo.
Oh, like he plays the word mercy, right?
Yep.
And then later on that day,
Yeah.
he lets someone go in the door and they go, oh, mercy.
Yeah.
And he's like, that's the word I played. Wonder what that means because he said it to me when I've done something. No, I won't look into it. I don't know any French.
It is funny, isn't it? Because you would think that, right, if he hasn't read any definition, let's say, and Merci is probably like an easier one to say because it's just for like you hear that word enough through, I don't know, different cultural things.
Yeah, just gone in via osmosis.
Yeah, osmosis, yeah. But if you didn't think that and you saw Merci, then you might think of mercy, the word, like as in showing
like
mercy or
compassionate,
something. Yeah. And I feel like you could really screw up certain languages with the right words. I feel like that was like if you're let's say this guy gets into a fight with a Frenchman and he starts beating him up and he says, say mercy. The Frenchman's like, well, he wants me to thank you.
But maybe that would stop the fight because he's like, I don't want to do this if he's enjoying it.
Yeah.
He's thanking me for beating him up. I don't want to be any part of this.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's true. But yeah, so maybe he purposefully tried not to translate anything himself on the fear of translating it incorrectly based on, you know.
Interesting.
But I thought that was like just such an amazing and interesting feat. And also shows that Scrabble really is a shit game.
And is not good for learning languages.
Nate, here, I've got a little task for you and all the listeners. Just think of one person you know that likes Scrabble. Can't think of it. No. Can you? No. They don't exist.
Or if you do think of it, are they the worst? Like, be honest, are they the worst?
They're probably the worst. They're probably the worst person ever. Because I always think there was that Words with Friends that came out a while ago that I think was like very popular, and then everybody realized that it was Scrabble.
But it's got a different name.
They stopped playing it.
Yeah.
People were like, "Oh, I like Words. I like Friends." Started playing hundreds of hours.
Wait a minute.
Oh my god!
Something about this that's too familiar. What is it?
This is. Do you know how most people got to that? Is they just had all the letters to spell Scrabble and they put it on the board and they're like, "Oh my god, now I get
Scrabble. Why
Scrabble.
is that? Oh my
that's
god.
what I'm doing right now. Oh, this is the worst. Oh, it's such a boring game. Can be. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's fine. You obviously had a bee in your bonnet.
I just think there's no. At what point is that meant to be fun? Think about that as a concept.
Yeah.
I know when it's meant to be fun. It's when you get the 8-letter word or something where you use all your tiles. You get all your tiles. Do you know what? Still not fun. Because although you might be like, "Oh my god, that's amazing," you might be like, "Oh well, actually, if I used a 6-letter word, but I used the triple letter score and triple word score, then I would have got a higher point base." And it's just annoying that you have to think about these things as you're playing the game.
You know what I think it is? There's an escalation process.
Yeah.
Because I do know some people that quite like a crossword, right?
Yeah.
And my granddad likes crossword. Some of the people that I work with, they enjoy a crossword from time to time. And it
like
seems
crossword.
like the escalation of a crossword. You're not just doing it, you're kind of creating a crossword.
Creating a crossword, yeah.
So it's like when crosswords are so mundane now that you've done them so much, maybe then you graduate, you escalate to Scrabble.
Right. I think it's got to be the opposite, because I think Scrabble is the more boring version of a crossword.
But
Because I think you start at Scrabble and you're like,
And
I
you
want
upgrade.
more interesting content, which is the clues. Then, and then you create it. And then from there, you get a PlayStation. Everything's way better.
Well, using the PlayStation metaphor, do you remember they used to come with a demo disc sometimes?
Yeah.
So you get a small demo of it. You're like, this is pretty interesting. I'd like this to be bigger and more entertaining.
Yeah.
The demo disc is Scrabble.
Yeah.
The full game is a crossword. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Actually, you know what? I think it starts with word search.
Word search is the demo disc, and the full game is a crossword. That little cleaning disc that you used to sometimes have. It's not fun to use, but you understand that it's there, and it probably serves some purpose.
Occasionally you put it in. You don't really know what it's doing in there anyway, but yeah, I think so. Do you know, I remember thinking when I was like a bit older, maybe I'd done some crosswords with my family, and I was, I don't know, looking for like downtime games or tasks, Sudoku and stuff. I'm like, something a bit different.
Yep.
I thought, I used to really like word searches when I was younger. Turns out, also worst game to play when you're way older.
Yeah.
There's no real challenge.
No.
When you're younger, it's like, oh man, I cannot find these words.
It kind of helps you like spell as well, I feel.
Yeah.
You're
I
kind
think
of like,
it's
wait, these letters in a sequence make this word.
Yeah.
But when that is kind of a little bit more second nature, you're just like, oh, where is it? Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
I guess I'll circle it.
Yeah, it's not. There is no enjoyable thing about this when you're an adult. I actually, I remember this time when I was in primary school, and like, I don't know why I have this memory, and I was doing a word search in class, and I was convinced that one of the words wasn't there. I went up to the teacher. I was like, "It's not
there.
You've screwed up.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I won't tell the other kids.
Yeah.
But it's not there." And she goes, "Yeah, I can see it." I was like, "Oh boy, this is embarrassing."
It's like a magic eye to you.
Yeah.
If you stare hard enough, then the word does appear, but you couldn't let your eyes go unfocused enough.
Yeah, that's right.
What if someone did that? That you do a magic eye, but when your eyes go unfocused, it becomes a word search.
Oh my god. Can we invest in this idea?
Is the technology there to invent this?
Also, added bonus, we're around Christmas time, put it on Christmas paper.
That's very good. Also,
and all the words Christmas related. Elves, Santa, Christmas. That's all I got.
Slight con.
Yeah.
I've never been able to do a magic eye in my life.
Really?
Never.
Oh my god.
As a kid, I used to be embarrassed about it, and I'll just lie. I'm like, yeah, I see it.
Oh my god.
What'd you see? What'd you see? A dinosaur. I saw that. Yeah. I've never been able to see one.
Oh my god, Cambe. I can't believe this.
Yeah. Oh,
There is like just a whole element of life that I feel like you have not experienced.
Yeah.
It's like
It's
when
why I
people
am the
say,
way I am.
It's like people say that, everyone needs to have a kid or something because it's just a life experience that you can't describe or get any other way.
Yeah.
Same with Magic Eye.
I wouldn't know.
There is, oh my God, it's just blowing my mind. I can't believe it. You're a completely different person now.
Yeah.
I don't know how to talk to you. Let's get into shower thoughts.
Shower thoughts, 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 shower thoughts, 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 shower thoughts, 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 shower thoughts, thoughts, thoughts.
This shower thought is by Sonico1125. The farther away you can wave hi to someone, the closer you are as friends.
Also, I would say dependent on the size of your hand. If you have a giant, goofy hand,
Yeah.
you can wave hi to someone you barely know from ages away.
Okay, because the hands
Physical.
looks closer.
Because I think what
Based on perspective.
an element of this is the further away someone is, you need to wave bigger and you look dumber. But if you know that, like, you need to kind of big arm waves or whatnot, like, right? If you're like quite a distance, like across an airport or something, right?
Okay, you're across an airport from somebody, you know the person really well.
So you
think
okay.
big arm wave.
Yeah.
So you're thinking it's more about the arm wave.
Well, I think this would play an element into it. Like if I was trying to get your attention, I was picking you up from the airport and I could see you coming. I would probably big arm wave, get your attention, be able to wave to you, right?
See, I didn't think that's a wave hello then. That's a wave for attention, in which case you want to do that. How
It's
about
an inadvertent hello.
How about we're across the other side of the room at a business conference? We're doing all the business stuff.
Yeah.
And
We do often go to those.
We do often go to business conferences. We're often the speakers.
Never the same one twice. They never ask us back.
Yeah. We always have to talk about how we do the business.
We just have one slide. It says business. And we go, whoa.
Welly, welly, welly.
Business.
Business. Let's break that down. It's busyness.
Are you busy day to day? Be busier.
Be busier.
The more busier you are, the more business you're doing.
Otherwise, what are you? Fishit. Okay, we're in a business conference.
Yeah.
We know each other's there. I've come in a little bit earlier than you.
Yep.
And then you come in a little bit later. I'm sort of talking to somebody. You get talking to somebody. But I see you across the room. We make eye contact.
Yep.
And I just want to say, like, wave hi.
Yep.
I feel like because of our friendship, we could wave from across the other side of a convention center in this scenario. But then the question is, what friendship and the distance? Because I'm not waving that far for most people.
Yeah, and I would say there's also tiers to this because just under that is the slight head nod.
Do you know what? Actually,
I've acknowledged that you're there. I'm not going to wave to you, but yeah, I see you.
I actually think that it goes from a wave to a nod. We're way more likely to nod at each other. Do a I acknowledge that you're here.
Yeah,
but we're good enough friends that I don't need to wave hi to you.
Little peek behind the curtain. Half of our business talk is nodding.
It's just nods.
Just nod at each other.
It's just nods.
And then nod at the audience, and they nod back, and then we wave.
Yeah.
And they'll nod, and we'll wave to each other, and they'll nod.
Yeah.
It's very good.
And then they wave, and then
we are available for
and then we nod.
Yeah.
I feel like people got the context.
Always in that sequence.
Yeah. But yeah, I reckon you just eventually nod.
Right, because
if you're close enough friends.
Yeah. A nod you think is more familiar. You're like,
yeah.
We get it. We're not going to wave.
Yeah. Like I'm going to waste the calories, energy on waving to you. Unlikely. But yeah, I think. Do you know what I think we should do to test this? Okay.
Yeah.
You go overseas.
Yep.
Fly to China.
Yep.
Start walking towards me.
Yeah.
We'll test the strength of our friendship based on how far away you are.
Yeah.
That I wave and or nod.
But the problem is I could start waving in China, but you won't see it. So I could be waving to you from China. Our friendship is that strong.
Yeah.
But if you don't see it.
It needs to be a reciprocated wave.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Okay, that's
Because I can wave to you from any distance.
I
now,
mean,
so
you could wave.
no problem at all.
You could wave at a complete stranger.
Yeah.
You know, doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Okay. But to get the wave back, that's something.
All right. Well,
So you do that.
if we're ever off for a few weeks,
Yeah.
you know that we're doing
We're testing the
experiment.
wave.
Because one day you'll go to refresh and they'll be like, no podcast this week.
Oh, I know. I know. I think it'd be funny as well if I was just totally distracted, or like by the time you eventually walked all the way to Australia,
Yeah.
I'd been in some horrible accident where acid was splashed into my eyes and I can't see anymore.
But no, I think the great, because then you would have a reason for not waving. But imagine I walked all the way back. I can see you, and you're just doing something else. I'm like, I need to get his attention. He's on his phone. How do I?
Yeah.
Oh no, he's not seeing my wave.
Yeah, I feel like we're at the distance where it would be applicable, but no, he's just not looking. Anyway, we'll let you know how that goes. Okay, here's another one. This is by Mars Arbiter. Someone probably looked at you once, thought how attractive you were, and didn't have the confidence to tell you, so you never knew.
Ooh, this makes me feel good.
Camber, I want to tell you something.
Yeah.
No, never mind.
Oh my gosh, what a good show for us. A lot of it.
Well, you know what? I'll say it. You're really ugly. Okay,
You've built up my
was
expectations.
gonna hold
and
back.
shattered them.
Yeah, I was like, it's quite a nice thing to say, because kind of like what I was saying before, where I sort of don't have the confidence to approach like a lot of people, whether even like attractive or sort of not.
You approach me just fine.
Every week. But yeah,
Every week.
I give
No
you the
problemo approachio.
waving not yet. But I was like, okay, yeah, if I apply that logic to other people, then maybe I'm bloody really attractive.
Maybe it's happened, baby. Maybe it's happened.
Now that I think about it.
Yeah, the fact that no one's told you that you're attractive.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because no one is confident enough to tell you.
It might be.
You're in an upper echelon of attractiveness.
I could be the most attractive.
You could be.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah.
In a certain world.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Is what I'm reading from the way you're talking.
Read it as you will.
Don't worry, Gambo. Mum's the word, okay? Don't need to say any more. I understand.
Good, because I don't want to comment further.
By the way, I'm quitting the show and becoming a model. Okay, here's another one.
Yeah.
This is by Sarcasm.
Oh, sarcasm.
If TVs had volume in decibels instead of arbitrary numbers, it would not only prevent unexpected loud scenes, but also teach everyone how loud a decibel was.
That's good, because do you have any idea?
I have zero idea.
The problem is, on our equipment, it does measure in decibels.
Yeah.
And we never know. Like, we get complaints that our show's too quiet.
Yeah.
But to us, this scene, I don't know.
I don't.
This would have helped me a lot.
This is brilliant for so many. I think that's like, it should definitely be the way it is. Sort of like on, I mean, we've spoken about the toaster thing before.
Don't get us started on the toaster. You know, I saw a thing the other day pop up saying, do you know the numbers on it's actually the minutes on the toaster? And I wanted to lose my mind.
Yeah,
Nelson.
I think
if you're a new listener, we've disproven this theory live.
I don't think
on the internet.
We hadn't filmed anything else, I'm pretty sure.
No,
But
we did. We once
this
filmed a
one.
video where we stared blankly into a camera.
Oh yeah, okay, we did
for
do it.
several minutes.
We did do that.
Yeah.
But okay, the second video ever was disproving the toaster timer.
And not to tease people too much, but we have said that if a listener makes it to Melbourne from overseas, we will live stream eating party pies with them. So we got maybe another huge live stream coming up.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
We're not good at marketing, are we?
All
of our merchandise doesn't have our podcast name on it.
I do
the
wanna-
live streams we've done
I'm gonna
are
be-
so weirdly niche.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I actually want to start developing merch that still doesn't have our logo on it.
Yeah.
But I think I think we need a store that has just subtle references to our podcast, but absolutely under no circumstances does it have the name of the podcast.
God, no.
Or anything like it.
No. Because then it's like an exclusive club because someone looks at it and nods at you with the t-shirt.
Yeah.
You know.
I hate to tell you, the percentage chance of that ever happening is
But-
super low.
But because it's so low, can you imagine if it happened?
Oh my God.
It's like winning the lottery. The chances are probably worse.
You could wave to that person from so far away. They'd get it.
They would get it.
They'd get it. They'd wave. No, they wouldn't necessarily if you're wearing if they're not also wearing it.
I reckon
Garment.
I could mock up a Redbubble design for both Announcement Bugle and Loophole Piccolo.
Okay. All right. Good. I'm liking it. Okay. That was it for shower thoughts. Let's get into podnapping.
Oh my God! I'm being podnapped.
Podnapping.
This is Podnapping, where we nap a pod. We take a topic of conversation or a podnapping segment from another podcast and we do it ourselves, or we create our own podcast segment.
Yes. In fact, I'm podnapping. Now I'm angry. I want to say that first
Okay.
of all right? Because I don't know for how long have we talked about doing a separate podcast that recaps all of our old episodes of this show.
I think since episode number 2.
Yeah, for years. Episode 2, we're like, that first one was good. We should talk about that.
Talk about how good that one was.
Well, I think we've been podnapped now. So.
Oh, boy.
There is a podcast, and I don't even want to give it too much, extra attention because it's quite popular.
Yeah.
Called Office Ladies.
Yes.
And we're both fans of The Office.
Yep.
And in this show, two of the actresses, Angela Kinsey and
Jenna Fisher.
they talk about the show that are
Fishit, more like it.
Got it.
Yeah.
They go through every episode of The Office and they recap it and they talk. In fact, they've got a little intro that they put together that kind of explains their premise of their show pretty well. Here it is.
I'm Jenna Fisher.
And I'm Angela Kinsey.
We were on The Office together.
And we're best friends.
And now we're doing the Ultimate Office Rewatch podcast just for you.
each week, we will break down an episode of The Office and give exclusive behind-the-scenes stories that only two people who were there can tell you.
We're the Office Ladies.
And now it's going to seem like we've ripped them off. But we were always going to do this.
We were going to do this.
So,
Before the Office even started.
before it even started.
Before we started the podcast,
Yeah.
we thought we'd do a podcast and then a rewatching
Yeah.
of the podcast,
Yeah.
re-listening of the podcast.
Well, I wanted to bring our podcast.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Reddit Ladies.
Yep.
I wanted to bring that into fruition so people could see that there's an even playing field here. So we wanted to go back, and I put a little thing on social media and Reddit saying, hey, we're going to talk about the first episode of the show.
Yep.
And we've done 160 odd episodes since then. It'd be interesting to see where we were, where we started from. This is the theme song we had originally made, but now it's going to seem a bit coincidental. I'm Michael Campbell,
And I'm Nelson Allingham.
and we hosted Reddit on Reddit together.
And we're best friends.
And now we're doing the ultimate Reddit re-listen podcast just for you.
Each week, we'll break down an episode of the show and give you exclusive behind-the-scenes stories that only two people who were there could tell you.
We're the Reddit Ladies. Well, now that's embarrassing, isn't it?
I can't believe that. I can't believe we didn't release that when we recorded it. We should have done it
We
straight
should have
away.
done it. I will just say, if anyone has listened to Office Ladies, this is going to be a bloody spot-on podnapping.
Yeah.
For those who haven't, just trust us. It's pretty spot on.
If I do want to talk about this, so if you like watching The Office, I super recommend listening to The Office Ladies. I actually love the crap out of it. It's sort of such mundane things. I can actually imagine somebody also loving The Office and finding this podcast super shit. Yeah. but there's just sort of small things like one thing I find interesting is they talk about Steve Carell before he was Steve Carell.
Yeah.
In fact, even in their last episode, they talk about how they all went to, Steve invited them to the premiere of the 40-Year-Old Virgin. And they were saying after the movie, Jenna Fisher said, oh my God, he's going to be going from Steve to Steve Carell.
Yeah.
She's like, she knew it was kind of a huge jump for him. And then she talks about, they both talk about how humble he kind of is as a person, and actually he's just really nice and genuine, which I think is an interesting thing to sort of hear about Steve Carell. I feel like, maybe I don't really know him that much, but he kind of
I once bombarded him on a red carpet, and he seemed to have a sense of humor about it, I guess.
Yeah, sort of. So I don't know. His reaction was weird to that. But like, I remember hearing something, and I think it was actually related to the same event. Somebody said, like, Steve Carell has to have the aircon at like X degrees because that's what he loves. And I just thought, what a wanker.
No, see, I heard about this, but the more that I've worked in media and have met people that are like PRs and stuff, the more I don't think that is necessarily true, because they all, like, what it seems to me is someone was like, Steve, what temperature do you like? And it's like, I don't know, 20 degrees. So then they're rung up and they're like, you make it 20 degrees for Steve. He will only be there in 20 degrees. Because a lot of times we get these like list of demands, and then the person will show up. Yeah. Like, oh, they said you need to have this. And like, oh yeah, cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I kind of think that maybe it gets a little blown out of proportion.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is about our show.
This is about our show. But watching that show because it was great.
Yeah. So yeah, this is like years and years ago now. And the first thing to note when listening to the very first episode, one, we've now put a warning on it before you listen.
Yeah.
just to let you know.
Yeah.
And
and the funny thing is, I think the sound quality gets worse after the first episode.
Because we had like we had Sam, the sound guy.
Yeah.
There to like help us make it sound better. It's quite echoey because it was recorded like in a kitchen.
Yeah,
like,
pretty.
Not good for sound quality.
Yeah.
But the first thing that people generally point out is that it's got a different theme song. Yeah. So I've tried to hook my phone up to the desk that we have here. This should probably work because I've run out of sound effect pads. We know I love my sound effect pads, but I've run out. So this is the original theme song.
Bing bang boom, bing bang.
What do you reckon, Nelson? Should we switch back?
This is what I remember from this moment.
By the way, October 2016 that this released,
right?
Under the title "How to Kiss a Girl in 1911."
Yep.
Brackets pilot.
Okay, so what I remember specifically about this was we, got to your place. We were talking about setting up the equipment, and we're like, oh, we don't have intro song. I feel like we need an intro song. And then Sam was like, oh, I'll do it. I'll do that. And so he spent a bit of time, like we're just talking crap to each other and he's like spent like a decent amount of time, I feel like, putting this together. Like I say a decent amount of time, but also I think it was quite quick for how he did it.
Yeah.
And I have to say, I remember the expression on your face when he played it. And you were like, you gave him this look like, oh, that's shit. And I remember feeling so bad because I was like, oh man, he like spent like 15 minutes putting this together. Yeah. And your first shot was like, oh, rubbish.
I must say, big shout out to Sam because he set, like, not only did he set up that first episode, but he also like taught us how to do any of this as well. We essentially were like, Sam, we want to do a podcast, and he had to come over with his own equipment, if I remember correctly, because we didn't have anything. Yeah. Set it up for us, make a theme song, get mocked by me.
Yeah.
This is something I also noticed about the first episode we ever did. Mm-hmm. The closest to an hour we've ever got.
I know. Still not under or on. No. It definitely over.
When you take away your intro that is now on it, it comes in at 1 hour, 2 minutes.
Yeah.
But generally, we like to keep it about an hour.
Generally, it's about an hour. Yeah. So something else I was thinking about on this was I didn't realize, so I listened back to it and I didn't realize almost how bad it was of me searching through notes. There's a lot of audio that's just me going, I can't find this bit on it. Because when we started, I used an iPad with the Red app on, and I had just saved some posts, and I when you save a post, it just saves it in that order. So I was like, I saved it today. I learned maybe 3 days ago.
Yeah.
but I've got some Ask Reddits beforehand, and Ask Reddit was the last segment. So I'm having to like scroll through the saved ones, find where I'm up to, like on the fly while we were talking.
Now it's a well-oiled machine.
Now I just emailed it to me. I remember the first time doing this, I was like, why the hell didn't I do this in the first place? It's so much easier this way.
Now, Nelson, in the spirit of the Office Ladies podcast, do you want to take a break for no fucking reason?
Yes.
Then we're back, apparently.
Oh, we're back.
For some reason, we took a break.
It's very accurate.
That is
Okay?
very
It's very accurate to the podcast. Oh my god.
You're lucky we didn't start this with an ad read that's way too long.
Yeah.
Again, if you've heard the show, this is very accurate. Here's something I noticed.
Yeah.
It is pretty much the same show.
I thought that too. I was like, it really is pretty much the same. One thing I noticed, we talk about Elon Musk in the very first episode. I was like, this is crazy.
And
3 years on.
The segments largely are the same, slightly different order, I grant you. But
Yeah.
there's also the origin of every theme song bar Podnapping, I believe, that we have. Is in that episode because we didn't have themes at the time. So you decided to sing them on the fly.
Yeah.
And then we eventually just worked them. We put a bit of music behind them and reworked them into all of our themes.
I thought you actually did a really good job of getting the snippets of me saying stupid stuff and then creating an intro from that. Did you do the shower thoughts on the first episode or the second episode? Because I think the second episode, maybe we...
Well, we sing it in the first episode, but here's the thing. We don't sing as much as in the theme.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean.
We only sing half of it, so I don't know where I got the other half.
That's
Possibly
why
in
I'm
the
so
second episode.
surprised. That's why I thought maybe it was the second episode.
Yeah.
Because for like shower thoughts, that goes on for long. Anyway. But here's what I was thinking actually about segments.
Yeah.
So you said, you probably, some listeners are thinking, well, you didn't do any advice, but we actually do advice on there as well, which I thought was funny that I've only kind of like introduced that. But I now I can't remember what it is exactly. I wrote a note and I can't remember, but it's we gave some advice as well.
Yeah.
And I thought that was fitting for where we're at now.
Another interesting thing I noticed at the moment, at the end of the theme song, you do a big bombastic hello, kind of like that, right?
Yeah.
But your hello, and in fact, I think I have it here because
Yeah.
it's right off the theme song, much more subdued.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to Reddit on Reddit. I'm Nelson Ellingham, joined by Michael Campbell.
Now, that is so low energy now.
I know. I think it's because of the way that the song ends, actually, because it goes doo.
Yeah.
That's like on a low note.
Yeah.
Whereas
that's-
this one, I think, so I actually don't think it's because of my mentality change necessarily. I think it's actually the way that the intro goes. This one is just much more of a, it works better if it goes up, but
We did also have on Reddit MDogT Marshall.
Yeah.
He was actually he commented on the second episode because we get our theme song episode 3. That's when the theme song actually kicks in, the one that you all know. But episode 2 has a different theme song again.
Yeah.
And MDogT wanted to know why it never came back because it just keeps repeating. I read it on Reddit.
I can't even remember that one.
Yeah, it goes Reddit, I read it on Reddit, Reddit, I read it on Reddit.
Oh, yeah. Actually, no, I do vaguely remember that.
In fact,
I
I
think
might be
that
able to play it
prompted me
here.
to be like, oh boy, we need to
Yeah,
get a
yeah.
proper one.
It should, theoretically, if I hit this button, play on this episode, I think.
Okay. we're gonna find
It depends because Apple Podcast is very slow.
Yeah,
so
Apple Podcast.
it might just crash the entire app if I try and play it.
out. Yep.
On the episode, here we go.
Reddit, I read it on Reddit. Reddit, I read it on Reddit. Reddit, I read it on Reddit. I read it on Reddit. I read it on Reddit. Oh, yeah.
Hello and welcome to...
Oh
There
my
you go.
God.
Good stuff, Nelson.
I think that was worse than the first one. It's got the old 56K dial up in there. Yeah, it's funny. Something I wanted to bring up though is every episode, I think bar the first one, maybe the second one, I can't remember as well. I start, I didn't credit any of the Reddits.
Oh,
So I'm actually going to go back through all the points that we made
Really?
and
Okay.
credit the Reddit.
Sure, this should be entertaining.
It's going to be a little bit more controversial, Canberra. First one, obviously, How to Kiss a Girl in 1911.
Yeah.
So I spent a lot of time today typing these in Reddit, which has a terrible search function, and finding the Redditor. This first one, I found there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different posts
Oh, boy.
with the exact same. Today I learned how to kiss a girl in 1911. Now I'm going to give you the person who I'm pretty sure I took it from because it was the most upvoted by far. But I don't think necessarily the first person who posted this, because there was like years in that showed how long ago they were.
Yep.
And I think there was one earlier than this person. So this person has also reposted as well as these other people. But I'm going to give them all shout outs. Because, hey, one of these people I took it from, and one of these people I presumably did the original. So and they were in all the different subreddits as well. So there's Dynamite 3. He's the top voted one.
Yeah.
Whiny Jack, Jackie Lopa, Images of Network, Permaculture Explorer, Skywalker OG3, Front Page Watch, Enjoy This Bitch, and No Eat, No Sleep. All of those people posted How to Kiss a Girl in 1911.
Now, the question is, are you going to retroactively message them and be like, hey, in October 11, 2016, we might have used your post.
I think I
know.
should. But then we go into the Bangkok police bribes. That was just one person who is Chow G Daj. Crediting them for that one. Then Goober and the Ghost Chasers one. That was by Dilly Dillon. The geocaching one. Now this actually also had quite a lot of reposts. So here's a few people who it might have been.
Sure.
Tactical Wolf, Rat Guy, Mademoisilian, Squartsy one, Reddit Foxbot, Permaculture Explorer. You know your shit.
Can I say I hope it's Rat Guy?
Rat Guy. The whoever discovered popcorn shower thought. 2 people on this one, Omni87 and you Bezel hyphen. And what if ghosts don't kill us? Because blah 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 is by Inquisitive Luke. And then there was one last one. Oh no, yeah, okay. And then I actually didn't say the shower thought of this particular person, which I think I've found. I just started talking about it. And the shower thought was actually, when we land on Mars, we need to choose the metric system or the imperial system and never introduce the other ever. That was by Westicles11.
Again, topics of conversation that have come up multiple times over this. The metric and imperial and going to Mars.
Yeah, that's
Both
right.
come up several times over the course of this show.
And the superhero name, where Batman gets his name from a fear at bats, using that logic, what's your superhero name? I thought this one was interesting because when I typed this in, it actually brought up a lot of different searches, but worded very slightly differently. So I think that I have the right person based on what I said on the podcast and what I found. The K gentleman, but I originally thought it was him, but he only posted it 1 year ago. So then I thought, okay, I need somebody that had the exact same wording, but
Like 3 years ago.
3 years ago. And I ended up with Professor Cupcake.
I'm so glad you searched it.
And the last person I thought was also very close, so also could have been this person, was Suncovery. The difference was theirs is they all start with Batman gets his name from a fear of bats. Using that logic, the first 2 say, "What's your superhero name?" WHAT, apostrophe S. But the last one is, "What is your superhero name?" And so I was like, "Oh, maybe that's the one that I actually read." I don't know. It was funny. So yes, and also I mention a few comments based on that thread. People who gave their Batman gets his name from a fear of bats.
their
what's
superhero
your
name.
superhero name? There was a few that we went through. One person put unplanned pregnancy man. That was NBY36. The other one, what are their bees? Oh God! Why are there bees? Oh God! He put down Spider-Man. Mura's Malum put Commitment Man, and Moninu put in Woman Man. So I've now officially credited all the Redditors.
They can stop emailing us every week. They email us. When are you going to credit us?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but that's all the notes I had on episode 1. Did you have any extra notes?
Oh,
that you didn't
okay.
get to?
Yeah, all right. Okay, I had more.
I half-assed. I mainly did
You
the themes.
definitely half-assed.
I spent most of my time cutting down the themes.
Okay.
And I re-listened to the episode, but I only took like 5 notes.
Oh, okay. I see. Well, I'll just go through some of the things quickly that I wrote down. I say at the start of the show that it's the comment section of Reddit, but now I say we're the auditory version of Reddit.
That's true.
Because I do feel like we are more of the comment section. You know, it's like people talking about the posts.
Yeah.
But couldn't say that succinctly. So we're the auditory version of Reddit now. You also claim that the episodes get better. Not really sure about that.
I may have promised more than I could deliver.
You definitely thought it was going to get better.
Especially, I certainly wasn't talking about sound quality.
Yeah. When we get to the popcorn shower thought, I think it's really funny because we have a lot of people, which is something along the lines of the first person who found popcorn must have freaked the fuck out.
Yeah.
And I remember the funny thing about this is that I had people, you know, after the first episode went out, we got all our friends to listen. They're like, "Oh, I love that popcorn bit," and I always think, but that wasn't us. I just read a post that was funny. You found that the funniest part of the episode.
What are the things we said that were funny?
Yeah. I also realized you brought up how you threw a tomahawk into trees when you were younger, and
did.
you said surprised you didn't become serial killers with your friend. And I remember you brought up that story a few other times in I feel like a short period of time, and I just always thought that this was funny because I thought that it's such a normal, I think, like teenage young boy thing to do, but you were like, this is the moment of my childhood that turned me into a man.
It defined me.
Throwing a tomahawk at a tree. At 36 minutes in, you cough and you raise a finger, and I say,
Yes.
why did you do that? And you said, oh, well, this is for an edit point.
Yeah.
And then I said, who edits these days?
Yeah.
And we have not edited.
Edited. Even in episode 1.
Yeah.
I tried to make an edit point in case we were going to edit.
Yeah.
And that was nixed and has never been unnixed.
Yeah, that was it. Also, we came up with the rules. Don't fact check us.
Yes.
And also, we said don't steal our ideas, but that wasn't. That was just said. It wasn't marked as a rule,
Right.
necessarily.
Yeah.
I've just found my note. Sam, the sound guy, we were about to introduce the AMA section, and we said, Sam, do you have a question? And he said, what's some relationship advice? That's where the advice bit came into it. So we had still been doing advice from the very first episode.
I think, were we
And-
both single at this point?
Yeah, and we gave a really shitty answer.
Did
it
we?
was so terrible.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, considering we don't really do any like prep work for anything we read. For some reason, like just neither of us thought of anything for this very simple question.
I did have someone ask me what happened to Sam the Sound Guy. I actually still work with Sam the Sound Guy. He produces the other podcast that I'm on. So he is still Sam the Sound Guy. He just no longer wants to come over for roughly an hour a week and listen to us talk absolute nonsense because we do know how to hit record ourselves now.
Yeah, that's right. Still probably worse sound quality than he could produce.
Yeah.
But
So, well, in fact, the other day he's like, "Hey, listen to your levels are a little low."
Yeah,
So he still wants us to improve.
Yeah.
Here's my finishing question.
Okay.
This is generally our most downloaded episode.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? How do you feel that this is the episode that most people will listen to?
Well, kind of like you said, originally I thought this is terrible. But then because the sound quality isn't actually the worst in the first episode, like it gets worse. And the fact that it's kind of similar the whole way through, I'm sort of okay with it.
Okay.
In the end, I was like, I've got that little disclaimer at the start, which I don't really love. I feel like I rambled too much. But
You do start talking about some random stuff like going in like Assassin's Creed quests and stuff like that.
I thought that would make sense to all the people that have played Assassin's Creed and no one else. I don't know. I'm okay with it.
Yeah, okay.
In the end. Yeah. You are the opposite opinion?
No, I am. I'm okay with it, as in like I'll accept that it's a thing because it could be worse.
Yeah.
But I wish that I could pick another episode that I'm like, then listen to this one, you know. But we don't really have that luxury.
I think if you compared our first episode with like a lot of other podcast first episodes, I really think we would be like in the top echelon.
Really?
I would say that others would have definitely superseded us. You know, they might have had a worse beginning episode, and then every other episode after that was way better than any of ours have ever been. But I think for a very first podcast episode, I think we actually did pretty well.
Yeah, because I guess neither of us had ever done it before either, as well.
Yeah.
That was my podnapping. That was Reddit ladies.
Yes, Reddit ladies. Well done, Cambo.
You're welcome.
We only had one useless break though. So and we're back. Time for Ask Me Anything, where listeners of the show, just like you, listener, can write in and ask us anything you want. Yes.
Yes, I have one here from Rowan. That was what's on my screen. Okay. Playing this. I haven't read it. My recent question on free will is a clear example of my interest in big talk. So, following on from that, AMA 97.0. He's almost at 100 AMAs.
Oh my god.
I will say this. We're up to episode 167, so you're full of height.
I would like Cousin Rowan to write in and talk about his first question that he wrote in.
Yeah, that would be good, because it would have been about episode 4 or 5, I think, that he started writing in, right?
Yeah, I feel like it was a bit later than that.
It could have been.
Anyway,
just quickly, I remember him saying to you, "Hey, listen to the podcast." I actually listened to the whole thing. It was okay. He was very surprised that it was okay. Yeah. Anyway, AMA 97.0. What is better, a cookie or a muffin? Cheers, Cousin Rowan, registered Reddit on Reddit Secret Santa participant.
That's right. He's already sent his gift.
He's on it.
Cam, this is what I'm going to say. Yeah. If you say muffin, I will physically hurt you.
Here's the thing. This cuts right to the core of me, because I'm a sweets guy.
Yep.
So I love a cookie.
Yep.
And I love a muffin.
Yep.
And I really had to think about this. And
from all the questions we've ever had on this show, this is by far the most difficult for Cambo.
Here's the problem. I don't know. I think there's circumstance. I don't know if there's a definitive.
Okay, oh my God.
No, because Nelson, listen to this.
You're an embarrassment to this podcast.
I have follow-up questions.
Okay.
Because oftentimes a standard cookie is probably, it's not huge.
Yeah.
But I would say at least, where we are, a standard muffin is quite a bit bigger, right? So if I'm hungrier...
See, I would say muffins can vary quite
But that's the thing. They can. And as can cookies.
Okay.
Cookies.
Yep.
So if I'm thinking the standard muffin that I would... the standard cookie that I would get is like maybe, I don't know...
Are we talking about like Subway size, right? Because I think...
There's the problem, because they can get big... I would say Subway's slightly bigger than regular, and then they can get even bigger.
Okay, yeah, but I mean, let's use that as a metric. Okay. Because Subway's everywhere.
Yeah.
And I feel like...
Sure.
They're all roughly the same size, I think,
and you know
from
what?
memory.
I will use a 7-Eleven muffin, because I feel like that's a somewhat standard muffin size.
Okay, yeah, I can picture that too. Yep. Okay.
I
mean, I've never bought one.
I have. Hopefully the listener at home can picture a 7-Eleven muffin.
Okay.
So let's take them as, between those two. It depends, because I think that a muffin fills me up more.
Have 2 cookies, mate. That's why at Subway, the meal is 2 cookies. They know 1 cookie is not enough. You don't have to have a cookie or a muffin.
No. It depends on my mood. I cannot say one way or the other. I think more often I will go for cookie. I will say that.
Yeah.
I think I go cookie more often than I go muffin. But sometimes Cambo wants a muffin. Well, there's nothing you can do about that.
Well,
And sometimes, let me say this, sometimes a muffin really hits the spot, Nelson.
well,
I take a bite of the muffin. I say, I'm glad I got this muffin. It really hit the spot. That's the words I say out loud to the person behind the register.
I'm never ever in the mood for a muffin.
Really?
I'll eat muffins.
Who's hurt you?
I will eat muffins. No one. I can just choose to have a cookie instead.
But I bet, but in a circumstance in which there are muffins but no cookies, you will then have a muffin.
I'll eat a muffin. I
But-
mean,
but given because this is really about the choice.
Yeah,
given
yeah.
the choice.
Yeah.
yeah. I think 8 times out of 10, I will go a cookie.
okay.
But
yeah.
there is sometimes, and
Actually,
you
do you-
mentioned Subway. I reckon once every 7 to 8 months, I for some reason just really want Subway,
Yeah.
and then I have it, and then I don't have it again.
Man,
for
I have
ages.
Subway all the
Oh,
time.
do you?
yeah.
Maybe that's why you like cookies so much because you're
Okay.
so.
Well, the funny thing is, I very rarely get a cookie.
If they had a muffin,
I go to Subway because I'm kind of like, I go to Subway because normally I'm somebody that needs, I feel like, to eat healthy, like, especially if I've eaten something a little bit worse.
Yeah.
And so I normally always go to Subway because,
Subway's not particularly healthy.
it's a healthy meal.
Uh,
What? Why is that? How is that not healthy?
have you looked at the calorie intake of one of those sandwiches?
Okay, here's the thing. I don't get sauce, which is probably
Okay,
the
yeah,
biggest calorie
yeah.
part of it.
That's where
I
do you
never
get
get sauce.
Wholemeal bread.
Yeah, I normally get the
Okay. You probably do
whatever.
the healthier version.
Yeah,
of it.
yeah.
But there's these funny like a picture of like a Subway sub and like a Big Mac, and they're like equal in like kilojoule. But that's probably
yeah.
sauce and
also,
meatballs
I
and
don't
white
get
bread.
cheese either, which is
Okay,
also
right.
another big
So, yeah,
calorie
you-
thing.
you probably
I
do.
have healthy Subway
Yeah, you do.
sandwiches, and so at the end when I get to, they're like, "Do you want a cookie?" I'm like, "I don't want to ruin my healthy sandwich with a cookie." So, but
Can I just say, when people try and make cookies or muffins healthy, like I've seen a zucchini muffin, get it out of here. I don't want sultanas in my cookie.
yeah. Oh, really? Okay.
Well, no, here's the problem. I actually don't mind a sultana in a cookie,
Yeah.
but I just don't want to think it's a chocolate chip when I bite into it.
Right, yeah,
you
yeah.
bite into it,
That's
it's
true. You need to
expecting
know.
chocolate.
You need to know. It's a very important
as
part.
long as I'm putting it to my mouth, and someone's like, just so you know, that's a sultana cookie.
Yeah.
Then yeah, I'm okay with it.
Okay. Yeah. That's probably fair enough. Yeah. See, I'm more. See, I'm wondering if I'm more partial to the, because I don't have a sweet tooth. So I think even like muffins, like if it's too sweet, like just a chocolate muffin,
Yeah.
I don't think I would ever choose a chocolate muffin.
Well, and
I might have like a blueberry muffin or something.
I do think like bang for your buck, you get a bit more out of a muffin generally than you do for a cookie. Because
Probably. Yeah.
they're kind of like a bit of a cake, and they're
Yeah.
normally a little bit bigger. There's probably a little bit more in it. I feel more full after I've had a muffin than a cookie.
Yeah.
So sometimes I think that's when I lean towards a muffin if I'm a little hungry and I've got that sweet tooth.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's when the muffin reigns supreme to me.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
This is the big one. You've done well, Rowan. This is.
Do you know?
We've
okay.
talked about this
Gonna-
for longer than I bet you thought we would.
Going to give you a bit of a peek behind the curtain here.
Okay.
I was talking to Cousin Ron before he sent this through. And he said, "Oh, I'm so close to 100, want to get there." He's like, "But it's like so hard to come up with questions." And he's like, "Not that probably matters." He says, "I could probably ask you guys whether you liked a cookie or a muffin." And you talk about it forever just because you go off on tangents. And we've done literally exactly that. He sent that in. We went off on a tangent. Maybe the best question Cousin Ron has.
And I think that one thing that people seem to have picked up on this show is give us an arbitrary choice. We will break it down. We'll give us a big topic. We'll talk around it and try and work out. Give us an arbitrary choice. We will break that down.
Yeah. Anyway, we've gone with definitely, absolutely a cookie, and muffins suck. So, so
I'm
we've
not happy
decided.
putting my name to this.
Okay. I was thinking about ending the show on that one, Cambo, because we've gone for such a long time. But let's just do this last one quickly because I think it's not going to take too long.
Okay.
This is by Big Willy Haver. That's actually hilarious. I didn't even notice that. This is by Big Willy Haver. They wrote it on our subreddit. Yep. They said, do you know the Misfits podcast? If yes, what is your opinion on it? So first of all, I'll say neither Canberra nor I knew about this podcast.
No.
But we went to the effort of listening to... I listened to almost 2 episodes. I think you probably just listened to almost 1.
Yeah, I didn't quite finish the one I listened to.
We had... So first of all, I think this is more in my realm of things.
I would agree with that.
I think they do this on Twitch and then they just create a podcast, but I only listen to the audio version. And one of the episodes I listened to was actually with Pokimane, who's like a very famous Twitch personality. And I actually think she's quite interesting. I think some people will find that weird that I find her so interesting because she's kind of a little bit ditzy in a way, but I actually think she's quite charismatic and sort of intelligent, but maybe she plays down a little bit. Anyway. And so I kind of just thought that was interesting. And I was like, I don't think this is a good caliber of their show though, because they were just kind of talking to her about her career and stuff. So then I listened to another episode and we listened to the same episode. And it's a little more bro-y than I think I would normally listen to.
Bro-y was the word I used to Stacey when I was describing it. I said it's quite bro-y.
Yeah. Here's the ultimate thing. I think I'd probably listen to it again.
Okay.
But
I do think as well that you and I listen to slightly different types of podcasts. I would say from one another. And this is more in your realm, I think.
Yeah.
The ones I listen to are normally a little more like a little more. It's weird because we don't have this kind of show.
Yeah.
A little more like edited and streamlined and like analytical on things as well, generally.
Yeah.
Whereas I don't so much listen to shows that are as like free flowing conversational.
Yeah.
Generally, but I think a couple of the ones you listen to are a little more.
Yeah,
like
I
that.
probably do more so.
Yeah,
I have a little bit of both, but definitely more so. In fact, we were saying before, I thought this was an interesting difference between both of us, is that I will always tune out of podcasts. I'll tune out and back in. So that's why these type of podcasts work a bit better for me. I kind of imagine that all our listeners are that type of listener as well.
Yeah.
You can definitely tune in and out of this podcast.
I've been told many times, someone's like, I tuned back in and what? You were talking about this? Like, how did you get to that?
I know. And sometimes, I bet Liz will do this because I've done this on other podcasts. I'll be like, they'll say something, really strange or funny, or they all start laughing. I'm like, I'm going to have to rewind that. And, see what
and then you rewind it and it's never worked.
Not on our show anyway.
God, no.
So I thought it was sort of interesting, a little bit more bro than I would normally listen to, but maybe I'll listen to it. I think I'll put it in my, I subscribe because I subscribe to everything. So
like a madman,
as we've discussed before. So it'll probably make its rounds again. I might listen again.
Not necessarily my cup of tea or my bong, because they talked a lot about weed in the episode that I listened to. I do understand its appeal. Yeah. But I probably won't listen again.
Do you know what I found amazing? And maybe I just misheard this, but I thought at the start of the episode they said they were the 5th most streamed podcast of that year by Apple, I think.
No, Spotify.
Spotify.
Yeah. Also on Instagram, 750,000 followers.
Wow. The thing that blows my mind about this is not that they're successful, but the fact that we hadn't heard of them.
Yeah.
And to me, that just shows how many goddamn podcasts there are in the world. You can be super successful and not everybody knows about you. Yeah. I would say, I reckon Joe Rogan is probably the only one out there that I just feel like everybody seems to know about. Mm-hmm. But barring that, I wouldn't know what the 2nd or 3rd or 4th, and I think they said they're the 5th.
Yeah, it's probably a true crime one.
There's definitely a true crime one in there.
Yeah. Here's a test. Yeah, unrelated to everything. Let's commit a crime and see how long it takes there to be a true crime podcast about what we did.
Oh,
I can give it a year.
Okay,
and there'll be a true crime podcast about it. We'll host it.
Yeah.
Did we do the crime? Find out on this series.
Yeah.
I will say there's a couple of cliche. Genres of podcasting.
Yeah.
And in fact, we fall into this category, which is white dudes giggling, right?
Yeah. Oh boy,
but
we do.
That seems to be this genre, but they didn't giggle. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
It wasn't like it was
It
more.
lacked the
It
giggling.
was more like, here's my opinion. Everyone goes, yeah.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
Where I feel if this show has a charm, and it doesn't, it's that we tear each other down.
Yeah.
This show is part entertainment, part battle between us.
Yeah, that's right. But yeah, I don't know. I just thought it's quite interesting, and also like, okay, I thought this one would be quick, but I think the funny thing is, so it is just guys talking, right, about just nothing in particular.
Yeah.
And I find that the most interesting part about that is that it is so successful. And I think that kind of shows to me that there's no podcast like formula necessarily that makes something so much greater than others. I actually think there's like this scale of, you know, how good a podcast is. And I think at the lower end, there's a really steep cliff, you know, where there's just some really shit podcasts. And then I think you get to a certain level and there's only a very gradual gradient going upwards of like quality. There's only a small, you know, from the worst of the okay to the really popular ones. I actually think there isn't that much of a curve to that point, you know, a gradient upwards. But yeah, I don't know, it was interesting. But yeah, anyway, I'll probably listen to it again.
There you go.
So thanks, Big Willie Haver.
Nelson, pop that in your pocket for maybe a future podnapping.
Yes.
We can podnap conversation.
I think that we could do that. All right, that's it for another episode. If you would like to write into us, you can do so. Reddit podcast, READIT podcast at gmail.com. You can also reach us on Facebook, at Twitter, and our subreddit. They're all READIT podcast. If you would like to subscribe to us, do it.
Yeah, 5-star rating never goes
I
astray.
don't know why anybody would like to subscribe to us and then not to do it.
Yeah, like, oh, I wish.
Really, what I should be saying is,
Subscribe.
if you don't want to subscribe,
Do it anyway.
do it. I think that's the only scenario.
And next week, our yearly Christmas special.
Christmas special.
It will be very vaguely Christmas themed, if at
Some
all.
things will be Christmassy. Oh boy, it's been a long episode. All right, so thanks for listening, and we will read you later.